Live from the AIPAC Policy Conference in Washington, D.C., this is AIPAC TV.
Welcome back to AIPAC TV. I'm your host, Victoria Corderi. Last year, we told you about an Israeli program called Makers for Heroes, which is developing solutions for the needs of wounded veterans. Well, meet their American counterpart. Challenge America is creating affordable individual solutions for U.S. veterans. Here's a look at one of their events in Cleveland.
Challenge America is a national nonprofit. Our mission is to connect service members, veterans, and their families to resources and forms of support that improve their lives. Everything begins with the needs of the veteran.
Dallas Blaney is the executive director of Challenge America, and he joins me now, and he was in the video. You were not only inspired by Makers for Heroes, you actually went to Tel Aviv. Tell me about that trip.
Yeah, it was amazing. And first, thank you so much for having me and for telling these amazing stories. This is so important.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the great folks at Restart, which puts on the Makers for Heroes program in Tel Aviv, they reached out to us and asked us to put together a group of injured veterans and some subject matter experts and lead them over to Tel Aviv to participate in their program. And it was amazing. It was
inspiring for you?
So inspiring. So inspiring, in fact, that literally, and I was just mentioning this to you before I jumped on, when we got on the plane to fly back home to the States, our team looked at each other and we all just said, we've got to do this in the U.S. This is amazing. And so that's what we're doing now.
And it's basically bringing together a lot of inventors and great minds and focusing on a single problem or a problem that could help a group of people.
Yeah, I think that's one way to think about it. I think about it as tasking an entire community, rallying an entire community around injured veterans and their families. It's just so cool to see. So we've done a couple of these so far here in the States. And
they've been successful?
Oh, it's amazing.
One thing we have to talk about is you have a digital service dog app.
Yeah.
Like, I think, why would anyone need that? And what is that? What are the answers to those questions?
No, that's a great question. So for a lot of veterans, a service dog isn't a great solution. You might have a service dog for a variety of reasons. The most common one, I think, is post-traumatic stress. That's what people think about.
Right.
But let's say, as an example, let's say you're a football fan and you want to go to a bar and watch a football game. If you take your dog into the bar, you're going to get a million questions about your dog. Why do you have a service dog? It can make the veteran feel terribly uncomfortable. So in many instances, veterans need a solution that provides them the benefits of a service dog, but without actually having the physical dog.
And how does that work?
It's pretty cool. So I've got one on right now. I've got an Apple Watch, right? And it's an app that operates on your watch and on your phone. And so your watch detects your heart rate. And so it's able to differentiate between exercise-based elevations and anxiety-based elevations in your heart rate. So we tap into that capability. And so once your anxiety rate crosses a threshold, it activates the app on your watch. And so you get a little buzz on your watch, and then it fires up the app on your phone. So your watch buzzes, you pull out your phone, and on your phone are preloaded options. So there might be a trivia game that you can go through to change your mindset. There might be photos you've preloaded that get you to think about something different. And if none of those things works for you, then you know to remove yourself from the situation. Real quickly, the other thing it does, this is designed for a woman who's the survivor of military sexual trauma. And at the time we met her, she basically wouldn't leave her home. And so we were trying to also include some positive incentive to get her out of her house. So it tracks her movements over time and gives her positive reinforcement. So let's say she only visits 2 sites 1 week. It says, hey, you only visited 2 places, make sure you go explore. If she visits 5 or 6, it might say, hey, keep up the good work.
And have you seen it helping people re-engage with society?
Yeah, that's a great question. So far in that case, we've designed it specifically for that veteran, and absolutely. She went from not being able to leave her house to, and this is so exciting, she just went on a cruise by herself 3 months ago.
Wow.
It's amazing. And so we're still working to refine it, and our goal is to get this out on the Apple App Store and make it absolutely free for all veterans everywhere.
So is it accessible? Is it, it's so free for
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
So it's a donation-based charity. What do you call yourselves?
Yeah, we're a nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we're making this free for all veterans everywhere. That's our mission.
That's great. What about you? You have a partnership with Cleveland Clinic. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we're partnered with a lot of organizations. So when we decided to stand up this program, we targeted Cleveland as the best place to do it. It has the third largest VA in the country.
Wow.
They do a lot of incredible innovation in the healthcare space. It's also the hub for the Cleveland Clinic and many other healthcare innovators. And so Cleveland just seemed like such an amazing fit. It's also a very friendly place to do business. So.
And Cleveland Clinic was open to exploring.
Absolutely, and they've been great supporters of ours.
Well, we hope this gets out in the world and helps
Yeah,
a lot of
thank you.
veterans. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.